Hey, it's Jamie. It's My Irish Radio. Make My Irish Radio your Irish radio. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in, being here. Just one of the great things about doing this whole My Irish Radio project is the fact that I get to meet some really interesting people, musicians, some really fabulous, wonderful musicians. And we kind of open the doors, say, hey, send us your stuff. And people started sending us their stuff, and I'm like, I gotta talk to these people, because it's just there's some interesting stories out there. Everybody has a great story to share, and we like to do that. So, but before we get into our guest today, what I'm going to ask you to do is like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment. More so, even tell your friends. My Irish Radio, myirishradio.com, and you can always email me at myirishradio@gmail.com and get connected that way. Always open doors for people who want to host their own shows. You can talk to me about that. And we're on 24/7. You don't have to listen 24/7. I love it if you did. But the thing is, we're here when you need us, right? So Irish Celtic music 24/7. We're there when you need us. So that's kind of the whole plan behind the thing. And like I said, we open the doors, filling the library with music. We're up to, I'm like, about 6.5 days of music that it'll play nonstop without hearing the same thing twice, theoretically. Computers are. Yeah. All right. But so about 6.5 days, and opened the doors, invited people to share things with us. And one of the bands that opened the door back and said, hey, can we come into the party? We're the Wild Colonial Bhoys.
I met a redhead last one night, and I asked her to dance. The full moon was shining in her eyes that told me take a chance. So I twirled her around that dance floor all night long. When the band was done playing, everybody screamed one more song. Oh, 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 wake me up from this dream, because that redhead lass couldn't be as good as she seems. I met a redhead lass one night in Dublin town. The lights were shining bright and the rain was lashing down. I asked her her name and she whispered it to me. I could smell her hair as she whispered so softly. Oh, 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 wake me up from this dream, because that redhead lass couldn't be as good as she seems. One night under starry skies, with a flower in her hair and a smile like a sweet surprise. My heart was beating heavy and my breath caught in my throat. I took her by the hand and I offered her my coat. From this dream, because that redhead lass couldn't be as good as she seems. Oh, 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 wake
Pogues. And with us today is Adam. Adam, thank you for joining us here on My Irish Radio.
Truly my pleasure. Thank you very, very much for having me.
So we want to talk a little about the Wild Colonial Boys and how you guys got together, why you do Irish stuff, Celtic stuff, and all that. But before we do, Adam, tell me about your childhood.
Okay. My childhood was typical, summers in Rangoon, luge lessons.
Okay.
I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but I've lived in Minnesota for a long, long time now, and just grew up in, I guess, one of those kind of typical. It's not even large. We had six people in my family, 4 kids, so not even a large Irish Catholic family. But,
Sure. Same as mine. That's
yeah.
2 boys, 2 girls, mom and dad. Yep.
You know the drill.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah.
I hated Irish music as a child.
Oh
Absolutely
my.
hated
Okay. All right.
it.
And
I
now,
always wanted to be, I'm a guitar player. I always wanted to be, Eddie Van Halen or Jimi
okay.
Hendrix or something. I liked metal music. I liked Metallica and Iron Maiden and that kind of thing. And Irish music was what I always heard at family gatherings,
Yeah.
weddings and wakes or what have you. And I thought it was just so old school and I just wasn't into it or whatever. And later on in life, I guess, when I hit my 20s, I kind of had a cultural renaissance or what have you. And I started
Okay.
to listen more to Irish music, and it kind of something clicked, I guess. And I got, kind of really into it at one point and decided that I wanted to play that kind of music instead of metal music. And here
Right
we are.
on. So what first put an instrument in your hands?
I can tell you it was and I sense we're about the same age, Jamie, so maybe you have this memory as well. It was seeing the Dukes of Hazzard and the intro sequence to the show, the
All
Dukes
right.
of Hazzard, with Waylon Jennings playing the guitar. Waylon Jennings had a Telecaster guitar on that intro, and I just thought that's cool. I was like 8 years old, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Oh man, right
That's what it
on.
was.
Okay. And then so Christmas birthday, you ended up with an axe, and it was all
Yeah.
over from there.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad had a guitar that he was taking lessons on, but he didn't really do it for very long because he was busy with work or whatever. And this
Yeah.
guitar sat around, and my parents said, "Why don't you, take the guitar and go take some lessons?" And I was only a little kid, and it's been my whole life.
Right on. So so you said in your 20s you had that renaissance where you started getting into the Celtic music and the Irish stuff. Is that when did the Wild Colonial Boys form?
So I was in a band. I was in a hard rock band in the later 90s, very, very early part of the 2000s, when nu metal was a thing.
Uh-huh.
If you remember, music like Creed and Korn and all that kind of thing. And I was in a band like that.
Come on.
And we were already kind of playing some rebel songs, Irish rebel songs as part of our repertoire, because I kind of brought that into it. But then, those guys wanted to kind of play less, and they were people were going to grad school and starting to raise families or whatever.
Sure.
Myself and one of the other guys in the band, I said to him, I'm like, because we would go hang out at Irish bars after rehearsals all the time, and we would go to Irish bars when we were on tour, and it was kind of part of what we were doing anyway. And I said, why don't we try to play Irish music? And this was 2003.
Okay.
And we kind of split off from the old metal band and formed the Wild Colonial Boys as we were started as an acoustic guitar duo. There were only 2 of us, and we would just play songs and all the jiggy parts on the guitar and sing, and it kind of started that way. So.
Okay. So yeah, I kind of noticed that the Colonial Boys have kind of gone through different widths.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
The band seemed as though it fleshed out, and I think you guys have trimmed down again. So what's been the progression, and where are you at right now?
Well, we always wanted to. I think we even way back when we started this, we always wanted to be like a bigger band, because we knew, for us, playing on the festival circuit was the big brass ring. That's what we wanted to do, and we're going to do that as a smaller acoustic thing. It just wasn't loud enough or whatever. They weren't going to put us on the main stage. So we always wanted to flesh it out, and we started that in around, I think it was 2007 or 2008 when we released an album called Irish in America. We had recorded the album with a bunch of guest musicians, and we got, you know, friends of ours to play drums and bass, and we really liked the sound of it. And so we did a CD release show for that album when that came out with a band behind us. We just hired some people and played, and it went over really, really well here locally. And so we said, all right, this has some kind of legs. And so we added permanent members on bass and drums and fiddle. And it's kind of been the big focal point since then, is having a 5-piece band. So we're kind of, you know, like a rock band with Irish music in it, if that makes sense. And
All right.
you know, that's kind of still our focus. That's where.
So where's the lineup stand now?
We have 5 guys. We've got myself. I sing and play guitar. We have another guitar player, primarily electric guitar player named Cole Mickelson. He's awesome. Fiddle player named Sammy James. We've got our bass player, Andy Schuster's been in the band for a long, long time. Our drummer, Pete James Johnson, is absolutely incredible. We're very lucky to have all the guys in the band, top-notch musicians. But most of the guys have been in the band for at least 10 years.
Okay, right on. And then we're here at the Podcast Your Voice Studios, where we produce the My Irish Radio. And one of my co-hosts, Matt, just rolled in.
Hey, how are you, sir?
And so you never know what's going to happen on My Irish Radio. You get 2 hosts for the price of one. This is Adam, the Wild Colonial Boys.
Adam, how are you, man? Pleasure to have you here.
Yeah,
well, thank you.
I almost played the Man Cave Thief to start it out. So the festivals, are you guys are you still doing chasing the festivals? Is that still something you wanted to do?
Yeah, it's still something we're doing. I think we have more kind of a focus on doing our own thing and playing shows with other, you know, bands of our genre more so than the festival thing. But we still play festivals. Yeah, there's a local festival here is the Irish Fair of Minnesota. That's a pretty big one, and we play that every year. There's a festival in Greeley, Nebraska that we play all the time. It's a lot of fun, and we've played all the big ones over the years, which I'm very, very lucky to have done, because I think most of the bands that do those festivals are kind of already set, and they've got a lot of pro, you know, backing behind them, agencies and you know, management and all that stuff. We don't have any of that. We do it all on our own. And so to say that we've played all those as an independent, you know, organization, I think is pretty cool. But a lot of what we're doing now is either small little individual weekend runs in and around the Midwestern United States, or, you know, occasionally something bigger, something elsewhere.
So the music itself, right? So it's Celtic music, it's Irish music. You're rocking it up. What's the balance between traditional tunes, traditional covers, and then original pieces?
Well, we do, I would say, probably a good bit of both. When we record and do release albums, the majority of that's original material that usually has, you know, at its core, either you know, a traditional Irish, you know, melody, or something based on a traditional Irish melody. Our live shows, we can do anything from, you know, original material to 200-year-old ballads, rebel songs, all the pub songs, to stuff more modern like Flogging Molly covers, or Saw Doctors, or, you know, Young Dubliners, or U2, whatever. We've done all of it over the years.
So I'm going to name drop. I was just
are you going to wish you were a fisherman? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. But I was just at the Gaelic League here downtown Detroit. Andy Irvine was playing.
Wow, cool.
And it was gorgeous. But then Dave was there from Flogging Molly. He was there because he's had some trouble.
Yes.
And so he and his wife were there, and it was so good to see him out and about, because I had heard that they were going to do a cruise, and I'm like, dude, I go, are you doing a cruise? And he's like, I'm working towards it. He goes, it's booked. He goes, we're doing it. It's booked. He goes, I'm getting better and better and better. So he's very,
he's working towards it.
Yeah, but it was so cool. You mentioned those, and it was so cool to see, you know, Andy Irvine sitting there having a pint with Dave from Flogging Molly. It was like a great night. It was a really good night. Sorry, that was me name dropping because you mentioned.
No.
But
it's all good.
yeah, it's some fun times in the city if you seek out the Celtic stuff. It's there. Most every city you're gonna find it. Like that one song, it's there's an Irish pub in every town.
Right. It's no Boston, but
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Right on. So for writing the music, is it when you write the originals, is this a group thing? Is it a you thing? Who does the writing?
Well, that's interesting because traditionally it's myself and our fiddle player will, either he'll give, a bit of a tune, like an Irish tune that I can take and use and write a song around, or I'll come up with music and lyrics and give it to him to kind of polish up or what have you. But that was with our old fiddle player, Tony, who's still a very good friend of ours, and we just hung out with him, so it's all amicable. But Tony retired from the band last year, so we have a new guy, Sammy. So the process that was long established is kind of turned on its head now.
Okay.
We're kind of figuring that out, but that's fine. That's good. But the majority of it is I would say, I don't know, this sounds egotistical, but most of the stuff is mine.
Okay. There's nobody there to argue with you, so
But you're saying
you gave them the link, they didn't show up. Come on, it's all you, man.
But you have enough synergies to keep it going, to continue to bring out. Oh, very nice.
Yeah, everybody adds their parts. It's what I provide is really a rough guide, and here's the chords, here's the melody, here's the lyrics, and then boom, everybody gets to throw their 2 cents in, and that's
A, B flat, A minor.
Yeah.
That's all.
Three chords. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
That's all you
not
need.
those ones, but
yeah. So compared to playing the Creed, like you were, is it because you were like you were, it was stodgy and old, and when you were a young man, when you were a youngster, how do you keep it from being stodgy and old?
Well, the stodgy and old, those were, that's like Take Me Home Again, Kathleen, and all those old, kind of very stodgy ballads.
We got a couple in the playlist. You need them in there.
All right. So those of you that are listening, okay, stodgy, help me understand the word stodgy.
He knows.
I don't. That's why my hand is up.
It means, very kind of
just old fart
stuff. Exactly.
Okay, like stuff like me.
Yes.
All right. Fair enough.
Kind of like an old fart.
Right,
I think when I discovered the Pogues, and when I discovered, like rebel ballads and stuff like that, that's where it kind of lit the fire. I was like, oh no, this can be pretty cool music. I like this.
All right, so I'm sure you go and see a lot of the acts.
Sure.
Is there a favorite performance that you've ever, like, from an Irish? What's been your favorite performance? Big or small, new or old?
I saw Flogging Molly with Social Distortion in Minneapolis. It was
nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was really, really good show. I've seen Flogging Molly a number of times. The Young Dubliners are a particular favorite of mine, and I'm really happy to say that we've toured with them a number of times, and they're good buddies of ours, and we're playing again with them in February coming up, which I'm excited about. So they're always my favorite because they can bring it. Let's see here. There's a band I really want to see coming up that I'm going to miss because, of course, I have a gig, and that always happens. But if you've not played The Scratch, you should find The Scratch. They're amazing. They're from Dublin, newer thing, just kind of catching on in the last couple of years, and they're awesome. And supposedly live, they're amazing.
All right. So they're coming through the States?
Yeah. They're playing a very, very small little club in Minneapolis.
Nice. I got to see if they're hitting the Detroit area.
Yeah, for sure. I know they're going to Denver after Minneapolis, so maybe they're in Detroit somewhere before that. But is that early February? I think it's very early February.
Do some skiing,
I gotta chime in.
Scratch is killer.
All right, so pilgrimage to the homeland. Have you been to Ireland?
Once or twice. Yeah.
Were you there as a tourist? Were you there performing? What were you doing?
So we do tours of Ireland where we have packaged kind of, you know, like Flogging Molly is doing the cruise, right?
Sure.
You get on the boat and you cruise around with Flogging Molly and a bunch of other bands.
Oh, yep.
It's kind of like that, but it's just us on a bus, and,
Oh, nice.
we sell like a tour package. We've done that 9 times, and so we've toured Ireland 9 times playing gigs.
I hate you. I've been 3 times.
A lot of people
I've been
say
3 times. But oh my God, that sounds fabulous. It's like, how do I get somebody to pay for my ticket? And I get to talk to girls while I play my guitar.
Yep. I know. I got
On the island. And freaking dead. You, sir, are a genius.
You just said something, and you said us on a bus. That sounds like a song ready to be wrote. Right there.
Can I write that down? Can I say that?
Us on a bus. Write that down.
Got
a little replacements jangle to it.
A little bit.
On the bus. All right.
I like it. Yeah. So we do those. We sell a bus full of seats to Americans, and they travel over with us.
Yeah.
And then during the day, we do all the tourist stuff and go see the Cliffs of Moher and stuff like that. And then at night, we play gigs, and it's always a really good time. We switch up the itinerary, so we go up last time we went up into the north, and then we're going again. Our 10th tour will be right over Halloween into November 2026. So we're planning for that one. If I could do a plug, we have about 15 seats left on the bus.
All right.
So if you want,
so when we're done, email me like links, and we'll put them
Cool.
in the description.
Thank you. We'll do
for people to connect with the travel thing. There's Enda Riley. He's an Irish guy. He's living here in the Metro Detroit area now. I don't know if you've crossed paths with Enda.
I know the name.
Yeah.
I know the name.
And he just did that. There's an Irish travel company here that does a lot of work with. There's a handful of Detroit radio Irish shows. There's a good Irish culture happening in the city. I'm trying to horn my way in, and
you're bully.
Join
you're
the
be
party.
A bully?
Yeah,
you're gonna bully your way in.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
But so what is your favorite? If you were just going on your own, not taking a bus full of people, what would you go? I'm like, I got 5 days. I'm gonna be on the island. I gotta do this. Well, just what you want to do for you.
And as a person who's never been to Ireland, this is a trip I've been wanting to take my entire life. So I'm going to listen intently to your answer. All right.
Well, as the saying goes, the West is the best. So I'd get first of all, I mean, if this is not to slag anybody from Dublin, and Dublin's great and all, but get out of Dublin, and that's real Ireland is out of Dublin.
In the West.
The West is the best. Galway, Mayo is gorgeous. Up into the northwest, into County Donegal, is some of the prettiest landscape in Ireland.
The hills of Donegal.
Yep, exactly. That's really, really pretty. Great crack, as they say. I prefer. I like Belfast a lot. I've spent a lot of time in Belfast in the past, and I was, I'm really into, I like history and stuff like that. And so the history of the Troubles and all that were always very compelling to me. And so I studied a lot of that, and seeing a lot of the places where that stuff happened is sobering and very rewarding at the same time. So I like the North. I don't know. There's good stuff all over, of course, but honestly, my heart's in the West, I think, for sure. Galway and Mayo, that's a lot of great stuff to do there. The city of Galway itself is full of vibrant, kind of life. That's the music and the crack in Galway is great. Mayo has some great towns as well. Castlebar or Westport is a lot of fun. Great music to see, great venues. You can find some good restaurants and good food, and go to the West if you're gonna go.
I just wrote it down. West is
all right.
Is the best.
West is the best.
If I were doing it, I would need to, because I don't know if we talked about it, but my family's from County Down, the city called Annalong at the Up Down. That's it. At the city of the Mourne Mountains there.
Yeah.
And still got family over there.
Awesome.
And I got all kind of name dropping to do if you but I want to spend a little time with my family. And then I would do Belfast again, and then over to the hills of Donegal. It's just in Donegal. It's just I was enamored with that little city. It's just the little circle, the square. There was a pub, and I went into it, and it was like there was a band, and then the band did it, and then there was a DJ, and the band was like trad, and then the DJ was just like pop, dance, techno-y kind of stuff. And I was like, man, did they do this for me? It's like, you know,
because it is always all about you.
It is all about me. So those would be my, you know, must do. Just surrender. I don't need to, because I've done a bunch of the touristy things, and I would do those again. I would probably start in Dublin and hang out at Trinity College, just because of the English major, just absorbing the books and being in that hall of that library, that hall of books. It's just that smell that it's like there's nothing like it, and it just Trinity College is just it's just amazing. So that would be my first stop, and then I'm done sniffing the books. I'd be heading up north and having some tea with my family.
There you go.
So that would be my dream trip. If I do another, I'm doing another one, but I'll be with Colleen. I don't know if I get to do what I want. You go with your wife, you know, you don't, I got a sweet Colleen. Oh, she's sweet. All right, we'll leave it at that.
Come on, honey. Let's go sniff some books.
Let's
go.
Let's
go.
It's a hard sell. It's a hard sell. So, all right. So here was my favorite thing. And one of my favorite thing, my favorite Irish concert. I asked you what yours was. Here was my favorite one was in Ireland. And I got to see Christy Moore I've seen him twice in Ireland. One was in the Black Box in, I think that's in Dublin. But the other one at just a community hall in Lisdoon, Varna. And so he played Lisdoon in Lisdoon. And that was, you know, it doesn't get any better.
Right.
Didn't you see Christy Moore here in the States?
No. He hasn't. Right. I don't know if he's ever come to the States. But he hasn't been in if he ever came, it was in the 70s at best. So he's been pretty pissed off at us for a while.
I'm caught up now. Thank you.
He's not a big fan of us and our hamburgers. He tells us where to put our hamburgers, right? But that was great. And then I got to meet him after the show and say hi. And,
wow, that's awesome.
Shake the man's hand and say thank you for the music and the song. So that was great, and I thank you for the music and the song.
I missed that part.
Wild Colonial Bhoys. Yeah, I'm gonna play some tracks to lead into it, and I'll play a couple tracks to lead out of this when I edit it all down. I need some more though. I only have a couple.
Sure.
I only have a couple from you guys.
Yeah, I'll send you some stuff.
I'd like to add a few more to the library, into the repertoire, if we could. I was going somewhere else with this. Your music, right? Yeah, because that's what we wanted to talk to you about, you and your music. So how much music is out there? What is your discography, and what is available, and where is it available?
Well, all the usual places online, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff.
So you're making shit tons of money off Spotify.
Yeah. Me and
thank you very much.
Who was it that did the famous? It was Peter Frampton. I don't know if you ever saw that. He displayed a check that he got from Spotify for his royalties for like 1 million plays of Do You Feel Like I Do, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It was like $1,000 for like
$40.
1 million plays.
Yeah. But it's like
it's worth the time. Yes.
No, but they just did the rundown of like the most played songs on Spotify in the last year, and it's like billions of streams.
Yeah,
it's like billions of streams, and one of them was like Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga, right? Or something like that. And it's like they each got like about $3 million.
Yeah,
because it was like 7 billion streams.
That's ridiculous.
So it's like, who the hell's listening to that much? It's wild. Are there that many ears in the world that are connected to? Apparently they are connected to Spotify and streaming the Bruno Mars and the thing. But it's crazy that kind of money is going out to people, and they don't freaking need it. You know, Taylor Swift was up there with another, bazillion streams and millions of dollars. And she made the most on a tour ever in the world of anybody ever in the history of, our good Lord Jesus.
What are the cores? What are their numbers?
Yeah. I don't know. But it's interesting that small guys don't get they can't, make that a little more equitable for how hard it is for you to put out an album. to get a little bit more of that pie, so you can make more music, so they can have more listeners, right?
Sure.
So it wouldn't be an unselfish thing for them. I don't know. Maybe I should go talk to the board, right? What do you think, Adam?
Please let me know.
We'll get a meeting and we'll figure that out. So, but besides listening on the streaming service, is it on Amazon and can people buy like discs on your site?
You can still buy discs through. I think they're on Amazon. Yeah, you can buy digital streams if you'd like digital like copies, and that would be great. But
Okay.
It's a double-edged sword. The streaming thing. It's we get a pittance, but it's still better than it would be if we had no streaming. Little bands like Wild Colonial Bhoys, we wouldn't have a career. We wouldn't have the opportunity to. To reach anyone. So for me, it's kind of like, well, it is what it is. And if there's a little something off the top that we can use to pay for the website or whatever, then great. But at least our name's getting out there, I suppose.
Yeah. Are you a musician 24/7? Is that what you do? Because I'm a podcaster and a DJ, but I teach high school.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've been full-time with music since 2003, I guess.
Oh my God, God love
basically, you. Well, I'm unemployable at this point.
Yeah, right.
Nobody's gonna hire me.
Yeah.
But we've been, the band has been keeping us busy, which is great.
What is it for you as a small guy, as an independent, basically? Where is it? Is it merch? Is it the gigs? Is it gigging? Is it grinding it out at shows? I mean, where are you making the mortgage?
It's I'm married to a wife with a real
mortgage.
Oh yeah.
It's free and clear, baby.
He's got
my wife has the insurance.
All right, you're a kept man.
Yeah, basically. But, if I were on my own, I'd probably be able to afford a small studio apartment somewhere in a tiny town. But it's merch. It's really the gigs, and it's getting out there and playing. That's the only ways to make money at it anymore. I think it's. Bands are trying to find other revenue streams and have been doing. We have a Patreon program. It's another plug for you. You can sign up on our Patreon thing, and we do a song project a month where we'll record a new song and release it just to our patrons. And we do all sorts of goofy, stuff that we wouldn't normally do, but just, for fun. Like, we did. What have we done? We did Men at Work recently, or like we're working on a Mark Knopfler tune right now. Just stuff to make it a little bit exciting for people and some exclusivity if you sign up for our Patreon thing. So there's some money in that. We do get some royalties from Spotify, like I said, not a ton, but
get you the gas to the gig and
that kind of stuff. A lot of the guys in the Wild Colonial Bhoys play in other bands too.
Okay.
So that's all part of it. I think everybody in the band is a full-time professional musician. So
wow, that's cool.
You work where you can. I host pub quizzes. I do voiceover work, and you wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, it's the hustle, always hustling. You saw me before we started. I was hustling with a new client here for the Podcast Voice Studio. So all right. So Adam, anything else we need to know about the Wild Colonial Bhoys?
Give us a listen. We hope to pique your interest and give you something to find in our music that you enjoy. All
right. What's the one-stop shop on the website for you?
wildcolonialboys.com, BHOIS.
Okay.
Or I think we own BOYS too, for those who can't spell, but BHOIS is the band name, named after Glasgow Celtic.
Give
us a listen, and hopefully we'll come to your town and play some music, make some glorious noise, have a few pints.
You're always welcome in Detroit.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We got to get there. Get there. We've played Michigan, never Detroit. So
all right. So, so we will put links to all those things in the descriptions. And thank you so much for being here on My Irish Radio. And we're gonna play a couple right after this.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me,
Adam.
Thanks.
In 1832, the King and Sugar Town, the Iron Horse was adding ground. Irish immigrants from Ulster's hills they came, their lives extinguished like a flame. No one really knows what happened in the cuts. They once were there and now they're dust. Mr. Duffy's men made sure the job was done, from 57 souls to none. The paths across the waves led to an unmarked grave, walking on the railway. Victims of disease were struck down on their knees, left to die beneath the trees. Expendable, they said, from beyond the pale. What's another wretched gale? They dare the gruesome deed, they didn't even care. And up to puzzle, say a prayer. The paths across the waves led to an unmarked grave, working on the railway. The victims of disease were struck down on their knees, left to die beneath the trees. Across the waves led to an unmarked grave, walking on the railway. Victims of disease were struck down on their knees, left to die beneath the trees. The paths across the waves led to an unmarked grave, walking on the railway. Victims of disease were struck down on their knees, left to die beneath the trees. June, from my home I started up the girls of June, so nearly broken-hearted saluted Father dear. Kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, my grief and tears was smothered then up to reap the court. Leave where I was born, gonna stop the gun to banish ghosts and goblins, run new pair of blokes to rattle with a ball, writing all the dogs on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn it down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. What for-la-di-da. In Mullingar the night I rested limbs so weary, started by daylight next morning light and early, took a drop of the pure to keep me heart from shrinking. That's a Paddy's cure when Aries on for drinking. Then see the less he smiled, laughing all the while at me curious sound, but touch your heart a bubble and asked me I was hard. Wages I required till I was almost tired of the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn it down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. What for-la-di-da. In Dublin next to ride I'd have thought it such a pity to be soon deprived of view of that fine city. Then I took a stroll all among the quality bundle. It was stolen, all a neat locality. Something crossed my mind when I looked behind. No bundle could have found upon me. Stick a wobbin' and wiring out of the road. He said me Connacht Road wasn't much in vogue on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn it down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. Whack Fulani now. As the ship was sailing, captain at me roared, said no room had he when I jumped aboard a cabin found for Paddy. Down amongst the pegs, played some hardy rigs, danced some hardy jigs, the water around me bubbling up to holy head. Wish myself was dead, oh bed, I'm more instead on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn it down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. Whack Fulani down. In Liverpool, and when we safely landed, called myself a fool. I could no longer stand it, blood began to boil. Temper I was losing, moral errands out. They began abusing her raw me sauce as I should lay the isle of fly. Some Galway boys were dying, saw that I was hobbling with a loud hooray, joined in the affray, barely cleared the way on a rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn it down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. Whack Fulani now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn it down the rocky road all the way to Dublin. Whack Fulani down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare and turn it down the rocky road